Okay, so in this next step, we're going to take the insulation and we're just going to basically cut the piece out to size and we're going to fit it in here. As you saw previously in the video, in the Silver Shack Grow Box video, pretty much every time we cut this stuff, this styrofoam particles would just like get everywhere. I'm sure if you used like a clean blade, you could probably get through it a little bit easier, but in an effort to try to figure out a better way to cut this stuff, I did a little bit of research and I found this. It's like a hot stick type of thing. Basically, plug it in here, plug it into the wall. This stick heats up and then you can cut this, basically melt it. And it has a very clean edge. I looked at some other ones that were cheaper. This one was about almost $20, straight from China. And it had a pretty thick rod here. The other ones were thinner, which might work if you want to have, a thin cut, but it was really flexible. Like this one's a little bit more rigid, and I think it'll hold up better for continuous use. The other ones, they were a little bit cheaper, but I just feel like they probably would break, because the thing is that the heat, when you're using it, wherever it's in contact with the styrofoam, it cools down. So they were moving the stick back and forth, kind of like slicing as they cut, which was cool. But it just seemed like once you got towards the end, it would bend a lot. And anyway, so I just decided to get this one, and we're going to check it out. One other quick note that I had about this this little heater stick or heat stick or whatever is that it had an on and off switch. I actually like that. The other ones were just kind of a plug and play type of a thing, and it could be kind of cumbersome if you have to like unplug it every time. So this one was nice because it has this switch, and this one sits up nicely and keeps the rod off of any objects here. So I would definitely recommend to get this one if you're going to get one of these things. So this is how I'm going to go ahead and cut this insulation. I've got it set up like this, and I've just compensated for the thickness of the rod here with the distance from this metal ruler to the line, because we want the inside dimensions to match and fit in pretty snugly. Oh, wow. So I just used this really quick, and I just kind of touched the end of the foam, and it cut real quick. Now I'd probably use a fan or something, because this is really, really kind of stinky stuff, and it's probably not good to breathe. So I'd use it in a well-ventilated area and use a fan. But I'm just going to go ahead and push this up against here, and you can see how easily it cuts. And using this metal guide actually works out really well for a straight cut, because it's cutting right on the line. And then to clean off the tip after I do a pass, just be careful not to burn your fingers. But I just basically clump this up, and I just wipe the wand off right after I cut, and it reduces the smoke really well. This is pretty much complete at this point. I just have to put everything together. I have to glue these in, which is still, I just cut this out. Wanted to do a test fit, and everything fits pretty good, so I'll go ahead and glue all these in. I'll put the insulation on the two sides, which will be basically the same thing as this, except it won't have these two pieces here. So once I get that fit, we can go ahead and button the rest up together, and we can see what it looks like. Last I left off, we were supposed to glue these pieces on here, and I found some glue. Any of that like industrial adhesive or something like that stuff, it's like $8 a bottle. I found this at Walmart for like, I think $2.90, $2.80, something like that. And this will work, I think, perfectly. But anyway, so I've got these boards off. I'm going to take this tape, and I'm going to basically tape off here, and I'll spray this with the adhesive, and it'll just be easier to manage and easier to clean in the end. So I've got my stuff laid out here, and this stuff says that you need to spray it and then adhere it within 15 seconds. So I got it set up here, got my thing taped off. The only thing is I would make sure that this is, something that you just literally like fold over. So make sure it's lined up correctly. And just go ahead and shoot it. Right. All right, cool. So we'll just go ahead and do that with the rest of the pieces. Okay, so then over here I've got the boards that we did with the glue and the foam, and I'm just letting them sit here. So we'll start to put these together after it dries for about a couple hours. So if you like what you saw in the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. And by the way, if you're interested in any of the t-shirts that you saw in our videos, like this one, or this one, or this one, be sure to check out our website at www.budsimple.com. And if you're interested to help support us, help support our message, and to help support the green movement here at budsimple.com, buy up some shit and spread the love. I'm Enzo Treppa with budsimple.com. Thanks for watching.